Hi everyone, I'm Ayiko, and today on the discussion I am joined by friend and activist Ola Olaleye. Is that how you say your name, Ola Olaleye?
Yes. Did you say activist? Hey, Jojo, which one is activist?
Listen, I am. If you have never done it, I'm titling you activist officially because it's what you do. It is what you do. You don't know this? What? Friend and activist, I insist.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Ayiko, for having me. I'm so grateful to be here. It's such an opportunity to hang out with you. And I am Ola Olaleye. I am uh, a mom, a wife. I live here in the city of Glasgow, and I had a charity called the Esther Company, and we're very passionate about seeing people embracing and fulfilling their purpose, regardless of where they find themselves. I do not believe that a geographical location should limit one from fulfilling purpose. So that's why I do what I do, and I'm very passionate about helping people in my community to fulfill their purpose.
Yeah, so I know your organization has several arms. We've got the praise and worship nights, we've got the women's breakfast, we've got the evening prayers, but something that came to the forefront at the beginning of the COVID season was the outreach. We've been doing serious outreaches in big ways, food vouchers and stuff like that, and that's what I want to focus on today in specific, that work you've been doing throughout the pandemic season for the Black community. So can you tell us about that, how you were inspired to begin that specific at the Esther's Company?
All right. We normally before the pandemic, we've always been doing stuff. We might not be giving out vouchers but because my team and we are very compassionate people. So what we do normally is befriending. We are so big on befriending, listening and befriending. Although we don't give it any official name, but we do it, as well as coaching.
Okay.
I am a coach. I'm an authenticity coach. So I do a lot of coaching. Then I do a lot of empowerment programs, as well as training people. I do a lot of one-to-one as well. But during the pandemic, in a day, I had a call from 3 different people. One was from a couple, someone who knows a couple in Glasgow, the couple has 2 children.
Okay.
Both the husband and the wife are both not working because of their papers, their leave to remain in the UK. So during the pandemic, they couldn't pay their rent. Wow. So someone called me to find out if my organization can help them. And I said, wow, that's a big one. Then the same day, I had another person call me to say, do you know there's this couple with a young baby, a baby less than a year. The husband is a student, the wife is not working.
Wow.
And there was no way, you and I know that even in a household where husband and wife are working, sometimes you still struggle with finances. How much more when the husband who was supposed to be the provider is now not working, and there's no way they can feed. Then the third person called me the same day. Wow. So I had to call my partner in the charity, and I said, look, we need to do something about that. And she said, I was going to call you to say, what can we do? How can we help these people?
Yeah.
How can we be of support to those people? I said, well, so what we have to start doing now is to look for fundings, to look for support. Personally, the real me will be like, okay, let me start giving what I have.
Okay.
Then I will start asking my friends, because a lot of the things we do are funded by friends and family.
Yep.
So that was what I wanted to do. So my partner said, no, but there are funders out there. I said, really? Because we've struggled in the past to get funds.
Okay.
Every time we go, they say, oh, you are faith-based. I said, yes, we're faith-based, but we don't discriminate.
Yeah.
We help anyone that comes to us. We help the Muslims, whoever comes to us, we help them. And we don't say, oh, what is your religion before we give support. So I think that, honestly, that part, that was why we stopped applying for funding. But during this pandemic, my partner now said, look, we need to do something. So we now apply for funding, and we were so fortunate we got the funding. So we start giving out food voucher. Because of the coronavirus, we had to go digital. So we gave food vouchers. We partnered with 4 African stores here. Okay. And I'm going to say something about the food voucher, but I don't know if you want me to say it now or...
Say.
Okay, yeah. So the reason why we went into giving food vouchers specifically for the African shops is because an average African, I'm not going to talk about the children we gave birth to in the UK, but an average African cannot feed on spaghetti, macaroni, you know, and these are the things you get in the mainstream food banks.
What's true?
An average African wants to, I mean, people from the Black community, they want to feed on yam, they want to feed on plantain, you know, things like that, beans, they are traditional. So that was why we had to go partner with the African shops, and we went for the food voucher option. So we gave food voucher, and with the record I have now, we were able to give food voucher to over 300 plus family, not counting the children. And when you read some of these case studies, you'll be heartbroken. Sometimes we weep, honestly.
Oh my gosh.
It's shocking.
Oh my gosh. Wow. So basically, that is another way of meeting. There was that need that wasn't being met. First of all, there was a need for the food, and the need was for local cuisine, things that we grew up on, things that we're familiar with, things that, you know, comfort food. You know, it's a tough season. You want to be able to eat what you grew up eating, not spaghetti and cheese, which is not. We're not saying it's not sufficient, or it's not. It's just that side of things wasn't being catered for, and that's what the organization is now doing. So you shared a very interesting post on Facebook that I want to read and talk about. Is that okay? Yeah. So
that's
pull it up. So you said this pandemic has revealed a lot of issues that the majority are facing in the Black community. Emphasis here, Black community. And you say over 75% of those with leave to remain, but who could not work during this pandemic, have no recourse to public funds. So they have to turn to friends, family, and charities like mine for help for the basic needs such as food and electricity. We didn't talk about electricity. We have to talk about electricity as well. Almost all of these people are already in debt, mainly because of immigration fees. So many case studies that would require days on my timeline if I start to write them here. So you also say we have 90 plus people on our waiting list any given time. And this number keeps rising on a daily basis. Most of these people are asylum seekers, individuals with no recourse to public funds, and also international students. There's a lot in there. I don't know which part you want to pick out first. What do you believe to be, let's just hear, what do you believe to be the cause of this? Obviously you mentioned here it's immigration and immigration fees and asylum seekers. There's a lot there to do with immigration. Do you believe that's the core of this growing need that you're seeing in the Black community specifically?
You see, one of the greatest issues, the pressure that we have in the Black community, apart from the immigration issue, is there's a stigma that comes with, you know, an average Black person will not want to tell you they have a problem. There's this mentality that an African person has that, oh, if I share my problem with you, you will look down on me. So they tend to keep the problem to themselves. But I tell you this, I've been able to befriend a lot of people in the community, and I know that people are suffering.
Wow.
The suffering is not just for the Black community, but I know the Black community because that is where the people I deal with, predominantly Black community. And I want to talk about the Black community now because honestly, People are suffering, and this pandemic has really revealed a lot of things. That a man, an average Black man, that a man will be the one texting to say, please, can I get voucher? Not because this man was not working, but because of the pandemic, they couldn't work. And because they couldn't work, they cannot apply for any kind of support because they don't have recourse to public funds. So they have to either turn to a charity for help, or they go to their friends and families for help. And most of the time, when you go to your friend or your family, you don't go to say, give me, you go to borrow.
Wow.
You go for them to lend you money, and you're already in debt. A lot are in debt. And the funny thing is, it's shocking that people don't really know how much an average family of 4 pays for immigration fee.
Yeah.
The immigration fee for leave to remain is £1,000 plus.
Wow.
So for a family of 4, that is already £4,000. Then there is the NHS surcharge, which is, I think, is now £1,000 for the 2.5 years.
That's fine.
So one person is paying, for talking sake, let's say an average of £2,500 for one person. A family of 4 is £10,000. And that is for 2.5 years. And you're expected to renew that visa 4 times. So people borrow. People take loans, and you know that you can't pay back bank loan of £10,000 in 2.5 years. So before you pay off the loan, you're due for another renewal.
Oh my gosh.
So a lot of people are in debt. And I think it's affecting the mental state and the well-being of a lot of people.
Wow.
So the story that prompted me to write in that, nobody knows the cause of her death, but that lady was one of our recipients.
My goodness.
Recipients of the food voucher. I don't know of the energy voucher, but for the food voucher, she was one of our recipients. And when I heard that she was refused her asylum case, I don't know what was wrong with her, but anyone who has gone through immigration route in this country would know that that is enough.
Yeah.
That is enough to send someone to the grave.
That's true. That's true.
If you've been through any form of immigration challenge in this country,
yeah,
as a Black person.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not saying that's why she died. I don't know the cause of her death. But what I'm saying is that is enough to make one crazy. That's enough to drive one into depression. Yeah. That's enough to drive one insane. So that, when I heard about her death, I was so disturbed. I was like, God, why was I able to help? Were we able to help her? I know she's late now, but there's this kind of joy that is in your heart that, oh, thank God I was able to stretch a hand of support, But it's still sad that we have a lot of mercy around. We have a lot of people who are still living on food vouchers. Yeah. We have a lot of people who would have been able to work, but based on one condition, with this pandemic, they were not able to work. These are people who were working, who were paying taxes, but they were not able to work, but they didn't get any form of support because no recourse to public funds.
My goodness.
So is really sad.
What do you think as a Black community we can do to raise awareness about this? Because it's one of those things that I suppose it can be helped in many different ways. There's a practical element of helping people, I suppose, with their day-to-day needs a bit more. But there's also, like we're saying, the root cause of what's causing these situations that's causing the emotional stress, the financial stress, the social stress, the framework that we live under, immigration rules. How do you think we can, as a community, tackle this in a wholesome way?
I think we need to get involved.
Okay.
Do you understand? Because I know that at work, sometimes when I tell people about what people go through, because I didn't go through the asylum route, but I am really close to people who did. And I understand, I feel their pain because I was involved. You know, when someone who is really dear to you and really close to you is going through an issue, it affects you emotionally.
Yeah.
And I remember my auntie's son who had to change school, I think in a space of a year or in a space of 2 years, he had to change school 6 times. A
6.
child in primary school.
Why was it changing school 6 times?
Because they were moving them.
Oh my God.
From one accommodation to another.
Okay.
So the child had to change school. So I was like, I understand. I understand it because it affects me emotionally. And being a head of a charity and going through, these are real people. This is not data. These are real people. So this is no politics. I'm not talking, I don't belong to any party. I'm not interested in being a politician. But these are real life. These are not statistics. These are real people dying of, I'm not talking about physical death, but I'm talking about mental states.
Yeah.
It's affecting people, it's draining people.
Yeah.
When you go to work and you know that all the money I'm earning, I'm saving it up because I need to pay
the home office.
That's why I'm doing all of this. All this money I'm earning, I can't do any other thing, but I'm just saving it up. So I think all of that is just so for the Black community, what can we do? We have to be a part of what is happening, a part of the discussion. Okay. People who are who would want to be in politics should get into politics. Because if we're not involved, how do they know what we're going through as a community? And this is the time for us to hold hands and find out what do we need in our community? What are we really going through? Yeah. It's time to get, I know a lot of us were talking during the Black Lives Matter. A lot of us put out posts, I got attention from so many people, MPs and all of that. But, I'm not doing this for the accolades. Yeah. Mine is just, let's get this thing right. Yeah, let's get this thing right. Yeah. I'm not interested. Don't use my post for politics because I'm not interested in politics. I don't belong to any political party. I've said it before, I'm saying it again. But mine is, people need to be liberated. People need to understand that, look, we are part of the society. And if you're invited into the room and you refuse to sit on the table, nobody is going to force you to sit on the table. You're a part of the society. You need to get yourself into the society. When I started my charity, I didn't even understand what I wanted to do, but I just knew that, look, there is a passion inside of me. There's something I can do. I am more than just sitting down and just jumping from one postcode to another. I can support people, and I started doing something. So we all can be a part of what is happening. We can join the policy makers and make policies that will include us. We need inclusiveness.
One thing that jumped out to me in the wake of the death of Mercy Baguma, as on Twitter, And an ongoing sentiment was shock. Most of the posts kept asking, can this really be UK? Can a woman and her 1-year-old actually be undergoing such extreme dire conditions here in the UK? And that there was shock. People don't understand how this can happen. But we know that under the given framework of the Home Office, it can happen. You know, articles have talked about how she was okay, she had a job, but the limited leave to remain obviously ended, pushing her into the situation that she was. So like you're saying, people don't know. It's a shock. The people that we live around don't know how someone can arrive at such a situation here in the UK, one of the wealthiest nations in the world. So you're right, we do have to speak out and explain what is happening, honestly. I don't think people understand the journey with the Home Office and the immigration, the fact that if there's even an error on their side, it's up to you to pay for legal bills. So on top of a £10,000 fee that you have to make for another family of 4, there could be legal bills added to that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Yeah, and then there's the cost of living for the family of 4. So if you compound that in any given 1 month, you're looking at a family bleeding themselves dry to just exist in the UK, to thrive in the UK.
Yeah.
What tell us about other cases in the Black community that are happening, basically?
Well, I don't think it's just the asylum. It's not just the immigration, because I think it has to do with the mental state as well, the mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you go for interviews like twice or 3 times and you've been refused, or you're in an office, you apply for a role with your colleague,
Mm-hmm.
and you know that, oh, I think I should get that job, but you discover that you didn't get the job for maybe a racial, you might think it's racial, that's why you didn't get the job.
Yeah.
You know, you begin to have like a ceiling. You put the ceiling, you put that limitation. I think one of the issues with the Black community is we always think there is a ceiling. And I don't blame us, because it appears so that, oh, there's a level you can get to.
Yeah.
You know, I noticed something. This something that is strange to me. I noticed they were trying to put up in an organization, they were trying to do something for, you know, during this Black Lives Matter, they were trying to do something for the Black community. Okay, we're going to do diversity and inclusion and all of that. And guess what? A Scottish person was meant to head. So
I don't know where to go to
so
begin with that.
Well, you find that, so it was a Scottish there's nothing wrong with my Scottish colleague or your Scottish colleague heading that. I've got a lot of Scottish friends. You and I have loads of Scottish friends. But what is shocking to me is how can that person understand my pain? How can I explain to my friend, my Scottish friend, that my friend's mom or my auntie or my cousin had to pay £13,000 for her family to get their indefinite leave to remain? That's enough money to get a mortgage.
Yeah.
How can I explain that?
Exactly.
The person can't comprehend it. So I'm not saying that the person is not intelligent or the person does not deserve to, but I'm just saying we need somebody who understands the pain, who can resonate with the stories, because some of the stories are like fairy tales. Some of the stories are like old movie stories.
I feel implausible.
So we need,
average person. True.
they don't sound possible. They don't sound real.
Yeah.
So we need somebody who understands the pain, who can resonate with the stories that what those people are going through, you know. And honestly, we just need a change.
Yeah.
We definitely need a change. We cannot continue like this. And you know, because we believe in the Black community, not everybody, a lot of Black people are in very good positions. I mean, career-wise, a lot are in very good positions. But we have some sects in the Black community, and those are the people we really work with, that are, they have their masters, some have masters, some have first degree, but you find them doing menial jobs. And it's because they just can't get a job, a decent job. If you choose to do those jobs, if it's your choice to do the jobs, then it's okay. But if you're going to job and you're feeling like, I'm more than this, I shouldn't be doing this, then there's something wrong with that. So what do we do to help these people transition? That's why I'm trying to put up a masterclass to train people on self-confidence, self-development, you know, how you can position yourself to succeed, productivity, clarity of purpose, because sometimes it's just the clarity of purpose and knowing who you are. And that's mainly what I do. An authenticity coach, knowing your authentic self, which can help you break barriers. So that's my contribution. But a lot of us in the Black community are suffering from that.
Okay. So what we're saying is, first of all, representation is missing. We need to get representation in. Yeah. Secondly, we need to brush up on our mentality. We need a new mindset.
Mindset.
A new mindset. How can we, I know it's college, but how can we practically help do you think we need to encourage more partnering with organizations that are doing the African vouchers and the electricities and this kind of thing? Do you think that's something that we can encourage? And how can we mobilize ourselves as a Black community to basically give more towards these charities?
Yeah.
Practical side of things.
Yeah, well, if you know, I know that apart from the Esther Company, a few other charities are doing it. Are giving, they are supporting. Some are not giving vouchers, some are actually giving the food. So as a person in the Black community, if you have more than enough, you know, if you can support any of those charities. You can support my charity, you can support any other charity. Then we want to say to the funders to please, you know, there are some things that I know that they're doing their best, you know, they're not under compulsion to give us the funding, but it's just that sometimes they might not really understand how the Black community works. Do you understand?
Yeah.
An average Black man is a person of faith. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
An average Black person is a person of faith. So if I have a charity and I'm a person of faith, or you see my charity that is faith-based, it shouldn't disqualify me, because I'm not promoting my religion. I support anybody that comes, because I'm first of all human. It's just like when the Methodists and the Catholic, the Anglicans, when they came to Nigeria, they built schools. They didn't say that, I'm sure they did that in Uganda as well.
Yeah.
They didn't say that, because if you're a Christian, you can't go to my school. No, it's open to all.
Open to everyone, that's true.
It's open to everyone. So whatever we do in the Esther Company is open to everybody.
Okay.
You can come. The charity arm is actually called Tech Community Initiative, and we're on Facebook. You can follow us and see what we're doing there. We're open to everyone. You can come in, you can donate. We are very techie people, so we don't keep food stuff and all of that. So we do a lot of electronic, digital. We're really digital. So whatever we do, our trainings, and we don't mind volunteers as well. If people want to volunteer with us, they can get in touch with us. Just send us a message on Facebook. It's TEC Community Initiative. Send us a message there and we'll get back to you.
Okay, so we'll put all your details as well in the information surrounding this video as well when it comes out. But I wanted to say thank you for stopping by and chatting about how the Black people are doing. Basically, it is a very, very, very big community that is seen as incredibly complex. And I think this year we're beginning to uncover many things around the Black community. And I'm just hoping that resolutions will be as strong as the outspokenness as well. So thanks for popping by. Thanks for telling us about the Esther's Company. I absolutely love everything that you're doing, Ola. Even the mentoring. It's new. It's something that addresses. I think it's a bit of a 360. It does the practical needs. Absolutely. The Black economy in quotes. It's also important. The presentation, the mindsets. The way we reach forward. So the coaching is also very, very important as well. Yeah, to mindsets. Yeah, so any last passing words?
I just want to say, if you're going through anything at all, you need someone to call, someone to talk to, reach out to us. Everyone with a face, everyone that has blood flowing through their veins has something they're going through.
Yeah.
Every single person. So there is nothing to be ashamed of. There is nothing to feel guilty about. We've all been through stuff and we're all still going through stuff. So the person you see today with a big car, a nice house, and you think, oh, I wish my life was this life. It's all false. Everyone has an issue. So get in touch if you want to befriend someone. Just get in touch with us. And if you need food vouchers, get in touch with us. Although we have 90 plus on the list. In fact, we had to go and contact a lady. Let me just say this before I know we're rounding off. Ruth had to go and visit a lady yesterday. Yesterday, who, because of the story of Mercy, she started complaining of pains. I think she was thinking as well, because she has a child, she has a baby, and she's also an asylum seeker. And she knew Mercy.
Oh my goodness.
So that started affecting her. So Ruth had to drive the opposite sides of the town. So she had to drive down, and that's the kind of things we do.
Okay.
Befriending, proper befriending, holding your hands, and we go through it together.
Okay.
We have fantastic volunteers. Aiko, I know that you've always been there for us. always. Fantastic volunteers. We have people like our friends, and a lot more people that support financially and all of that. So please, if you are in any form of need, if we cannot help you ourselves, we will signpost you.
Okay.
Don't be silent.
Wow. Wonderful. It's lovely having people like you in the Black community, continuing to advocate. Sure, we'll see more from the Esther's Company, because it's fire. It's such a fire company. I just let you know our history. Video for another day. But everyone, thanks for watching. That is the amazing Ola Olaleye. Right?
Yes, you've done well. Yeah, Olaleye.
Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll catch you in our next video.